We don't have really new notes for today, but if you were absent or need to review, this will be a summary of the last several days of adding and subtracting integers. I will not be showing you models. We'll be sticking with the math and going a little quicker. See if you can do these problems on your own paper and check your work as we go. So here are, I'll just show 4 at a time on a page and we'll go from there. Our first term, 8 plus negative 13. I do not need to flip because it is an addition question. Is my answer negative or positive? It will be negative because the negative 13 has a greater absolute value than the 8. Do I add or subtract to find the answer? I subtract. I have 1 positive, 1 negative. Side math, 13 take away 8 is 5, but it is a negative 5. First answer, done. 12 minus 16. This is a subtraction, so I need to flip it. I'm going to rewrite it as 12 plus negative 16. Is my answer positive or negative? My answer will be negative because negative 16 has a greater absolute value than 12. Will I add or subtract to find the answer? Subtract. 1 positive, 1 negative. So 16 take away 12 leaves me with 4, but it's a negative 4. Final answer. Next up, negative 27 minus 5. Because it is minus, I need to act on subtraction and flip the second term. I'll rewrite it as negative 27 plus negative 5. Will my answer be positive or negative? Definitely negative because I have a negative and a negative. When there are 2 negatives, we need to add them together. 27 plus 5 gives me 32, but not positive 32. Negative 32 is our final answer. The last one for this page, we have 8 plus negative 13. It's already addition, so I don't need to flip. I just need to think about, will my answer be negative or positive? It's going to be negative. Negative 13 has a greater absolute value than 8, so I know it will be negative. Will I add or subtract to find my answer? Subtract, because 1's negative, 1's positive. 13 take away 8 leaves me with 5, but it's a negative 5. All right, next page. You might want to pause the video, try these 4 on your own, and then restart it to check your work. Our first one is negative 56 plus 12. It's a plus, so no need to flip. Will my answer be positive or negative? Negative. Negative 56 is much bigger absolute value than 12. Do I need to add or subtract? Subtract because 1's positive, 1's negative. Side math, 56, take away 12. We have a 4 and a 4, so it's not positive 44, it is negative 44. Next, we have some absolute values showing up. So I'm going to deal with those first and rewrite it. 6 stays the same. Plus, the absolute value of negative 6 is 6. Well, 6 plus 6, we know how to do that. That is just 12, and that is our answer. That was a quick one. Next, we have another absolute value, but we have an expression inside the absolute value. We have a subtraction expression, so I'm going to have to deal with that first. Keep the absolute value symbols and rewrite as addition. So the absolute value of negative 18 plus negative 3 absolute value. Inside, if I have a negative 18 plus a negative 3, they're both negative. So inside the absolute value, it is still negative. If I have a negative plus a negative, I need to add those together. 18 plus 3 more gives me 21. Final step is, what is the absolute value of negative 21? That would be 21. Box it. Last on this page, we have the opposite of the absolute value of negative 12 plus 10. We have to keep that negative on the outside until we deal with everything inside. I don't need to flip anything because it is addition. Is the answer to the inside positive or negative? Negative, because negative 12 has a greater absolute value than 10. So it's going to stay negative. Side math, we have 12 minus 10. I need to subtract because we have one positive, one negative. So that would be 2, but it's a negative 2. The absolute value of negative 2 is 2, but then we apply that negative, so the answer is a negative 2. We're going to do a couple just quick comparing with greater than, less than, or equal. We'll have to solve both sides before we can really compare and put that answer back up in that box. First, we have negative 7 minus 5. I need to rewrite that as negative 7 plus negative 5 absolute value. They're both negative. So we have a negative 7 plus negative 5 more. So that changes to just the absolute value of negative 12, which is equal to 12. On the other side, we have a 3 minus a negative 6. I need to flip that. So 3 plus the opposite of negative 6 is 6. 3 plus 6 is 9. The absolute value of 9 is 9. But 12 is greater than 9, so this side wins. The absolute value of negative 7 minus 5 is greater than the absolute value of 3 minus negative 6. All right, going down to our second one. Inside the absolute value, we have a subtraction, so I need to rewrite it as addition. 4 plus the opposite of negative 9 is 9. So 4 plus 9 is 13. Absolute value of 13 is 13. Then we have 4, the absolute value of 4 minus negative 7. It is another subtraction, so I need to rewrite it as addition. 4 plus the opposite of negative 7 is 7. 7 plus 4 is 11. The absolute value of 11 is 11. 13 is greater than 11, so it gets another greater than. Final thing, we have one reminder, one story problem. This is actually a preview for what we'll do next. If we have a story problem, we can set up a expression. If a balloon goes up 2,300 feet, then it goes down 600 feet, where would it end up? It's kind of missing the final question, but I think that's what is inferred. We want to say, well, a balloon went up 2,300 and then it went down 600. Where is it now? So if I drew a picture of this, it went up 2,300 and then it went down 600, and 600 is much smaller, so it doesn't go negative. It's not going under the ground, but it is lower than the highest point. So I can set it up as 2,300 minus 600, or 2,300 plus negative 600. To solve this, my answer will be positive, but because one's positive and one's negative, I need to subtract. So I'll do some side math over here. Lots of zeros and regrouping. So my answer will be 1,700 feet is where it stops, at least for now. Probably won't stay there forever, but at this point in the story, that's where it stops. Nice work, keep going, and always show your thinking.